My friends, let me speak to you from the heart. As the years go by, have you noticed how the world seems to grow louder every day? Everyone has something to say, opinions, advice, judgments, as if they all know what's best for you. But aging isn't about following the world's noise. It's about turning inward and listening to that quiet voice within. It's about discovering that sometimes the greatest strength you'll ever find comes from silence. As we grow older, life naturally changes. Our steps slow down. Some people who once filled our days are no longer here. Our children grow. Our responsibilities shift. And the roles that once defined us begin to fade. It's easy to feel like a part of you has disappeared. For so long, you may have measured your worth by how much you gave to others. But now is the time to measure yourself by how much peace you welcome into your life. Caring for yourself isn't selfish. It's a deep form of self-respect. You've spent most of your life giving love, time, energy, attention. Now, your heart and body are asking for something back, your care. Take Mary, for example. For decades, she was the pillar of her family, raising children, caring for grandchildren, volunteering, helping neighbors. She gave endlessly and rarely stopped to rest. But when she entered her 70s, her body began to tire. She felt invisible, drained, and lost. One morning, she asked herself a simple question she had never asked before. What do I need? From that moment, everything changed. Mary began saying no when her body asked for rest. She returned to painting, a passion she had set aside decades ago. She spent her mornings quietly in the garden, watching the birds flutter through the trees. At first, her family thought she was pulling away. But soon they saw something different. Her smile returned. Her spark came back. She later said, "For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm living for me." Mary's story reminds us, when you start caring for yourself, you don't lose love, you gain peace. And that peace touches everyone around you. Now let's talk about silence. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is fullness, a sacred space where your heart finally has room to breathe. In a world overflowing with noise, silence can feel strange at first, but when you embrace it, it heals you. It soothes the mind, calms the soul, and clears the heart. Think of silence like a garden. When the noise fades, peace begins to grow. You don't have to fill every pause with words. You don't have to explain or defend your choices. Sometimes, silence is the most powerful answer you can give. John, an 82-year-old retired mechanic, learned this lesson too. His children often called on him to fix things, help with errands, attend family gatherings. He loved them deeply, but he was exhausted. One evening, instead of going to yet another event, John made himself a cup of tea, sat in his favorite chair, and opened a book. At first, guilt crept in, but as the quiet settled, he felt something he hadn't felt in years: peace. The next day, he told his children gently, "I love you, but I also need time for myself." To his surprise, they understood. They saw in him not distance, but wisdom, the strength to rest. John discovered what silence truly means. It's not loneliness, it's peace. Did you know that nearly 1 in 3 older adults feels lonely? Loneliness can affect the heart, the mind, even the immune system. But solitude is not the same as loneliness. You can be alone and still feel full of life. You can sit in silence and still feel connected to everything around you. Mary found healing in her quiet garden. John found peace in his silent evenings. And both discovered what science now proves, that silence reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and strengthens the heart. So when you choose silence, you're not only nurturing your soul, you're protecting your health. Silence also preserves your dignity. At this stage in life, you no longer need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to argue, to convince, or to win approval. Silence says, I am enough. It's a quiet kind of confidence that only time can teach. It's the strength to let go of regrets, worries, and control. Mary released her guilt through painting. John found his strength in stillness. And both discovered grace. That's the power of silence. It allows you to make peace with life exactly as it is. When you sit with silence, you learn to sit with yourself. And in that sacred stillness, you realize something profound. That you are wiser, stronger, and more complete than you ever knew. In the quiet moments of life, you lose nothing. You simply find yourself.